Hey, Peace World, thanks for pressing play on another Pay Me No Mind sports and entertainment video. My name is Wood. Please consider becoming a subscriber to the channel. If you like the way that any information is being presented, don't get out of here without hitting that like button. Just takes a second. Jump right into this, man. This should be a very short review. I'm trying to keep my commentary limited. But I wanted to come back and talk about this Willie the Kid album, Capital Gains. Some albums, man, are just good listens. I don't know whether, I can't tell you if it's great or Willie the Kid is great or, whatever. But I really respect the craftsmanship in this project. It's 10 songs. And I got 6 of them as red. I put a little number for the track number, and in the cell I made it red. So that's indicating to me I thought it was a real dope joint. So I got 6 of those, and then I got 3 that are orange. That orange is almost red, so those are dope as well. The only song that's really not that I left without any color was Perceptions, the final track, and it's not bad. It's honestly not bad. If I had to sum this album up, very high level, keeping my thoughts short and whatnot, man, I just enjoy the dude's vocabulary. He wins here because he keeps it to 10 tracks. Most songs have 1 or 2 verses. I love the features that he has on here. Action Bronson, Currency, Rock Marciano, Ito, and Tech Togo, I think is the cat on Perceptions. So most of the features are well chosen and go along with the beat the song concept very well. So I thought that was slick. And then before I hit play on this, or before I looked up who produced what, I actually thought a lot of these songs were Alchemist produced. Alchemist only has 1 track on here, so I get introduced to this group of new beat makers who I really wasn't all that familiar with, and they did a phenomenal job, I think, in making just a very well produced. I mean, it might be simple if you look at how some of the samples are arranged. Maybe it's simplistic. I don't know, but now I do have to have this talk. I saw it somewhere else, and then I was in Reddit, and somebody really pointed it out to me when talking about a recent Who Made the Sunshine, with it not being any samples on Sunshine on that album. I forgot a while ago I'd heard or read that there are like sub producers out there, like they produce a bank of music that they've made, and then they make it available to producers to sample from it to make complete songs. It's like stepped on it's like stepped on source material or something. Or actually they have the main material, and then these new producers such as a V Don, Brady James, Evidence, Alchemist, V12 the Hitman, Sport, the Beathawks, DJ Muggs, which is a familiar name, and Mosaic. Some of these guys can get into these guys' sample packs. And that's what they're called. I said a bank. But you can take that and chop it up, and you don't have to pay you don't have to pay clearances or sample fees, to get samples cleared. This sub producer is already replaces that. And it's a matter of what's the end result? What's the end result? Because I like sampled. I like the digging in the crates sampling, but also I'm hearing quite a few nice tracks being done from this new aid, this sample pack sampling. And the most familiar one that I was the best project where I was most familiar with this was, I believe, the first Prime project where they took the music from Adrian Young from out. I think the cat is from out in Los Angeles or something. But he loved Adrian Young, like composes and plays a bunch of instruments, I believe. and he was just in love with the period of music from like 1968 to 1972. So he just makes all this funky sounding music in his own projects, and then gave it to Premiere, like, here, chop this up and make your album with it. So I don't know what, back to the album review, I don't know what here is like sampled loops that samples that they're pulling from old music versus whether any sample packs are being used. I would think some of these are samples that they found on records. So let's jump into the album. I'm gonna timestamp that since I rambled a little bit. Free Parking is the first track, and it's this Capital Gains theme. I like it. I dig it with the some of the snippets I'm getting ready to mention here. Gordon Gekko from Wall Street, Boiler Room, Ben Affleck is on a song. So we'll get to that in just a second. But Free Parking is produced by V Don. I love this joint, man. It's got this horn sample. It's kind of like this big band era music. And it's kind of got this smoky ballroom, real jazzy like feel to it. And he has some bar on there talking about, I'm too industrious for this industry. And like I said, I just like, he seems to have this sense of entrepreneurship, ownership, and, being a hustler, but not necessarily a hustler of dope, and illegal activity, just in his thinking. But it closes with a famous clip of Gordon Gekko played by Michael, and I just completely forgot Michael's last name. Damn, the actor. Can't even think of it. Anyway, Gordon Gekko from the movie Wall Street, which is planning this. It's beginning to give you the theme of capital gains and being business smart, and so on and so forth. Track 2 is Cork Free featuring Action Bronson. This is produced by Brady James. I gave this beat like 4.5, maybe even 4 3/4 stars. Again, man, nice horn samples, real cinematic sound. It's a boxing mention in there. I talk a lot of boxing on the channel. And then it's these real subtle drums that are like, I don't know if this is bongos or tangas or whatever, but it's somebody, hand tapping on some stuff, some percussion versus the straightforward hip hop drums. So I really like this joint right here. Good verse from Action Bronson. Nice, a dope record. Track 3, another one that I have in orange. I had Cork Free was one that I had in red. Egregious is track 3, produced by Evidence. I love this bass line on here and this chanting. A nice solid sample on the track. Again, great vocabulary throughout this song. He says something about, I'm with these chicks mispronouncing menu items. Again, like a life of luxury and what is it, opulence or something. It works. Brewster's Millions is another one that I have in orange. This one features Currency. This is produced by The Alchemist. I got 4 stars on this beat. Solid wordplay. He has something on here about case closed, no OtterBox. I like this record too. Dirty Game is this is when the album kind of hits a good stretch. This is 4 or 5 records in a row that I all have in red. But Dirty Game is produced by V12 the Hitman. I had this one at like 4 stars and 4 3/4 stars in terms of the production. There's a little bar on there like playing with her nose like Bewitched, and the little jingle that was from Bewitched the series. This kind of shows that this is an older dude because Bewitched was something that was out in the late 70s, I want to say. A TV show, a sitcom. But that's another dope record. I like that. Track 6, Watch Your Step featuring Kiana, produced by V-Don. I got this one at 4.5 stars. Really nice saxophone, Sade kind of sounding song that they sampled this from. I don't know if it is Sade, but that's what it put me in the mood of. A real mature sound, like late 80s R&B or something. But I like that record. Track 7, Durban Poison featuring Marciano. I mentioned this when I did the just when I was doing like some quick hits on new music, and I mentioned Capital Gains. He reminds me, Willie the Kid reminds me of Rock Marciano quite a bit. So it's dope to have him on here and hear them paired together. This track is produced by Sport. I've never heard of Sport before. 4.5 stars on the production for me. Nice sax, jazz sample. He's got this. I put it down as a douchebag monologue from Boiler Room by a monologue by Ben Affleck in the movie Boiler Room. It was the only scene that I believe Ben Affleck was in that movie. But again, it's talking about, I live a luxurious life. I'm cutthroat with money. I'm very shrewd. Very shrewd was the word I was looking for. You should be that way about your own financial situation. So it works. Again, it reiterates the capital gains thing. Capital gains is what the money that you make off of investing in, off of investments, and the money that you get back is capital gains, and there's different tax rates that those are subject to. Pick up a book and figure that out. I don't know. Track 8, Tycoon Rap. I love this sample on this one. And again, some nice jazz drums. Makes me think of the movie Whiplash. Like I said, the brother uses the word ostentatious. I think I mentioned that on the quick hitter video that I made when I mentioned this album. But he says, I bought a building, could have bought a chain. Again, just talking about different ways of using your money to your advantage and building wealth and whatnot. I kind of I like his thinking. Again, that song, I said that record was in red. These last 4 have been in red. This one, Breakfast Nook, I love the title of the record. I don't know why, but it features Ito, produced by DJ Muggs. Kind of a different sound for DJ Muggs. I don't know. DJ Muggs kind of fell in that into a phase of his career where a lot of his songs were sounding the same to me. This was different, and it fits with everything else, with all of the other production on this album. That's why I thought it was one dude who produced all of this. But I like this record. Nice strings on the sample. It's a real dope change up in the chorus, which it makes the song that much better. It's just a verse each from him and Ito. He says something here, my son's soccer game. I'm so suburban. He just kind of like freestyle. His lyrics or verses or song structure is just kind of like freestyle, just dope thoughts strung together that happen to rhyme. It's kind of his style, which is perfect because Ito does that a lot too. I've mentioned that before in talking about Ito projects. Then he comes back with another line talking about the Benz is whiter than Karen. Like I said, 80s R&B. Karen White was a great Superwoman. Was her was I think her biggest song. But yeah, that's a reference. Like I said, this kind of gives away I'm listening to a dude that's got to be older than 35, definitely older than 33. And then like I said, the song finishes with track 10, Perceptions. Not a bad record. It opens up with some line about Roy Ayers because the sample is kind of vibraphone or xylophone, whatever you want to call it, which is what Roy Ayers played, I believe, the instrument that he played. This is produced by Mosaic. 3 3/4 stars on the track. Not bad. So that's it, man. I wanted to keep it under 10 minutes, but I got on a tangent for a minute there. But it's a dope record, man. I just appreciate listening to it. Again, I'm not trying to tell you it's the greatest thing going and Willie the Kid, but I will check out more of his catalog. I see he had about 3 or 4 projects out there. One of them, I believe, was all produced by Alchemist. So I can see how his style allows him to get these features on here with the Bronson, Rock Marciano, Ito. Like I said, man, it's all these different. Oh, and that's the thing. This dude is from Grand Rapids, Michigan. I would never think that listening to his content, his subject matter of his lyrics. But I like the kid, or the guy, man. I enjoy this record. I listened to it about 5 or 6 times. You could probably listen to it in less than 25 minutes. Um, so I thought it was pretty dope, man. It's one of my favorite records that I kind of stumbled across lately, and I wanted to share it here on my channel. Pay me no mind. Um, like I said, the red circle or the red fields is or sales is me telling the records that I thought were really dope. Let me get on off of here, man. Pay me no mind. You can always do that. It costs you absolutely nothing. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm getting ready to get into some boxing in about an hour. I don't know what you got going, but peace.